Hi, welcome to Carolina Cooking. I'm your host, Tom Zelinka, and on this episode of Carolina Cooking, we're making just classic steak, taters, and maters. And we're gonna do it in 30 minutes or less. Keep watching. If I can do it, you can too.
The worst cook on TV. And the best chefs in the Carolinas.
Not to worry, we're trained professionals.
If you can learn a lot from your mistakes, you'll learn the most from Carolina Cooking.
And a shrimp.
If Tom can do it,
Looks delicious.
so can you.
Now that's Carolina Cooking. Wow, this is incredible. Joining us today here in the Hatco Viking Showroom to teach us how to make steak and taters is the executive chef there from Angus Barn in Raleigh, North Carolina, Chef Walter Royal. Walter, appreciate you coming out.
Pleasure's mine.
And I'm excited about just eating steak and potatoes. This is going to be exciting. Now these are, what all is on the topping our steak here? I see tomatoes, clearly I recognize.
We have tomatoes, Vidalia onions, Kalamata olives, feta cheese, herbs and spices.
And some little asparagus on the bottom
Baby
to make it all
asparagus.
healthy and
Yeah.
have your greens. So you have your greens. All right, so where do we need to begin on this recipe? What's the first thing? Fry up a steak or?
Well, we'll start chopping and dicing, starting
Okay.
with the Vidalia onion.
Okay.
And
What do we need to do to that? Just slice it into?
slice it, remove.
Remove. Well, mine comes off easy. Take off this little tip piece.
Just in a little julienne motion.
Oh,
Just very thin.
we want very thin. You have any tips on how I can make sure I cut it very thin?
Oh, just right off the back of your finger, cut right off your knuckle.
Don't cut off your knuckle, but cut right off your knuckle.
Exactly.
Don't cut your knuckle right off.
But it'll grow back.
Oh, good. Well, good to know.
Okay.
Have you shaved off a knuckle before? Is that what you're
Once
telling
or
me?
twice in my day.
Okay. How long have you been a chef?
26 years.
Really? And all at the Angus Barn?
No, last 10 years at the Angus Barn. I started at the Farrington House in Chapel Hill.
Am I getting julienne enough?
Oh, they look great.
Yeah. Would you hire me in the kitchen to
If
be
you ever
this
get
slow?
tired of being a TV host, we'll give you a job.
I'd be pretty slow.
That's
don't you?
all
You
right.
have to... Slow and steady, though,
But thorough.
wins the race. Yep, just everybody hang on. Okay, and now
Perfect.
done. So
The
there we
next
go.
thing, we will put it a
Okay.
pile together, grab a couple of tomatoes.
Oh, pile of tomatoes, gotcha.
And just right
Little
in
knife.
half.
Switch the little knife.
Right in half.
Does it matter which way I cut them? If I cut them
Nah.
with the... Oh, okay. And so these are what all is going on top of our steak, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And then that's plenty.
Now this is a shell steak, is that what you call it?
Right, a shell steak, which is a bone-in strip steak.
Okay, alrighty. I didn't know that there was a cut of beef called a shell steak.
Oh, yeah.
If I had to use another cut of meat, what could I use?
Well, you could use the ribeye, flat iron steak, top round that's been cut into steaks.
Okay.
Right.
I'm gonna load these back up, I guess. And we're using these, we're gonna start cooking these up, correct?
Right. Go ahead.
Alrighty.
Your skillet is heated.
Well, let's try. Put this right there. Oh, hey, come back, boy. There we go. Oh, that one too.
Add in a little of your olive oil.
How hot do I want my skillet?
You want it a medium heat.
Okay. Is that extra virgin?
Yes.
Is that good?
Always try and, yes, that's plenty.
Okay.
Always try and use a good quality of olive oil. I mean, you want the flavor to transcend.
So you don't want to buy the Crochet brand,
No.
right? Okay, all
Now,
right.
at this point, you're warm enough. You'd add in your Vidalias.
Okay. There we go.
Good. And we'll just let that simmer for
Okay.
a second.
Now, could you use a different onion if you didn't have a Vidalia? Would it change the flavor too much to use?
Well, not really.
Just a white or a red, or?
Well, red would be okay. The white onion would make it change it a little, but Vidalias are just really nice and sweet coming from the Georgia, the soil that they're grown in. And this is actually a great time for them, so.
Okay. Already starting to smell good. Are we supposed to let this get translucent?
Well, not really, because we're making somewhat of a ragu. And so while that's going, what we can take and do is just tear our olives.
Tear them? What, these are the calamari?
Kalamata.
What do they taste like?
Oh, wonderful. Try it. And I like tear.
They're a little salty, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
which
didn't
will
know
work-
that part.
Which will work well with the tomatoes, the onion, and the feta cheese.
So are we ripping them and dropping them in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I like tearing them rather than chopping them to keep the oil from...
Very salty, huh? Wow, I wasn't expecting that. Woo!
But now you're getting all that salt and all these ingredients in with the steak and the tomato and onion. It works.
Okay. And how many olives do we need?
Oh, probably a couple more.
Well, a couple more. Whew.
Okay. I mean, Tom, if you would drop in your tomatoes.
Sure. Should I be slinging this around or moving it around?
Yeah, now once you get your tomatoes in, just stir it around. Yeah, that's plenty. Now that's great.
Stirry stir. Ooh, I could try the...
Flip it. Yay, good one.
I've been practicing.
That's all right.
I was going to say I'd been practicing, but clearly I need a little more practice. Okay.
Trust me, I've spilled once or twice myself.
Oh, good, good.
Okay, and then you season with a little salt and pepper.
Pinch.
Couple.
Couple pinches?
Yes.
But there's already salt in the olives here.
Right, but no, tomatoes really absorb a lot of salt.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Some pepper.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's great.
All right.
Let's simmer a couple more seconds. And if you just crumble in your feta cheese.
Look, Ma!
Wow, good one.
Yeah, big finish there. Now I'm ready to crumble
You ready for the feta?
And then what else are we adding into this?
You're gonna add a little aged balsamic vinegar.
Okay.
And we're good to go.
And then we can just leave it here, sitting?
Just cut it off, leave it sitting there.
Okay.
Let everything blend together, and we're great.
Ready to add the
vinegar.
Vinegar. I love to eat feta, but
just about perfect.
That's good?
Perfect.
Okay. I'll give it one more toss here.
One more.
Whew. And big finish. And turn it off. And we have a steak over here, right?
Yeah, we have a shelled steak over here, Tom.
Alrighty.
And what you need to do is just take Angus barn seasoning.
Okay.
Season both sides.
Yep.
Just sprinkle on.
Oh, just sprinkle it on. And now if we want to find out what all's in this seasoning, we'll have it actually on our website. It'll also be in our cookbook there when that comes out to tell you all the different seasonings. You can actually pick it up at the Angus barn too if you want to. And right, go to just stop by and say, hey, I'd like some of the seasoning.
Or just call us up or email us and we'll ship it out to you.
Is this too much? Or
that's perfect.
Okay.
Alrighty.
And when we come back, we're going to be frying up our steak and, well, actually searing our steak and frying some very large French fries when Carolina Cooking continues.
You can find the secret recipes of the best chefs in the Carolinas, all in one book, the Carolina Cooking Cookbook. Find the Carolina Cooking Cookbook in Amazon.com and our website, carolinacooking.tv.
Welcome back to Carolina Cooking. I'm here with the executive chef of the Angus Barn, Walter Royal, and we are, well, we've got to do our greens before we can do our steak, you know, because, well, that's what you got to do to be an adult, right, Walter?
Exactly.
You got to do your greens first. So we're going to be blanching up our asparagus here, and so this is the pot of boiling water up front. I'm imagining just dump the asparagus in. Alrighty. And how long do we leave this in?
45 seconds or so. And
now, the Angus Barn is a staple there in Raleigh, right? I mean, it's been around for a while?
46 years. We're an institution.
Wow, wow. How big is the place?
Well, we have 650 seats, about 51,000 square feet.
650 seats?
Yep.
All out of the one kitchen?
No. We have like 5, 6 kitchens and a wine cellar kitchen.
Wow, that's impressive. That's amazing. And you're over top of all that, right?
Well, I'm running around. You know, some days it's on top of me.
I gotcha. Now, are we ready to call our asparagus done? Or?
Yeah, I'd go ahead and shock it down.
Put it in the ice bath here.
And you're merely sealing in the colors.
Okay. Alrighty. So let that cool down.
Yep. And while that's cooling,
and take this off here. We're going to do something back here, right?
Saute up your shiitake mushroom.
Okay.
So.
I'm reaching, sorry, Walter. I'm not gonna reach for that. Not without a towel. So, thank you.
My pleasure.
I'm just gonna get us prepared right up there too. Okay, so Shiitake mushrooms.
Shiitake mushrooms.
These go back in here in this pan.
Yep.
How long do they take to cook?
You stir them around.
Okay.
And then while that's happening, go ahead and smash your garlic.
Oh, smashed garlic. This is the part I like to do.
Just take the back of your knife.
Uh-huh. Smash it flat. You know, Walter, I use a little extra help.
That works.
Yeah. You want me to do another one?
Yeah.
Do you want to try?
Nah.
Okay. All right. Ready?
Yay.
I don't know what it is about garlic, but it
and then
just makes me angry.
Rough chop on it.
All righty. Rough chop is something I can do.
Yeah.
Did we want the paper?
Oh, skin's good for you.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
It's good for your eyesight.
This is the first time I've ever had the outside, the paper side of the garlic.
That's perfect.
All right, this is going to throw in there?
Right in there.
All right. So, in with the mushrooms.
Just a little more oil here.
Yep. Mushrooms seem to soak up a lot of oil.
And then salt and pepper, Tom.
All right.
Yeah, mushrooms, it's like a sponge. It'll soak it right up. But once they're done, it'll release, all the great flavor.
Salt like that?
Wonderful.
Pepper?
Perfect.
All righty.
And now you'll take out your asparagus and throw it in just to heat it through.
Okay, I'm going
to try little ice as possible.
Yeah, I'm trying.
It's all right, a little bit's okay.
All right.
Great.
So a little ice or a lot of ice is okay, right?
It's okay.
Okay, so we just let this?
We can set that aside.
Oh, it's done now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All righty. I'll set that aside. I'll bring this over here.
And we'll heat our oil while we start
How hot do we want our oil?
Well, we're frying, so you need to start it out really hot.
Medium, medium high?
Medium high.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
All right.
And Tom, you just go ahead and take your potato.
Now this is the potato we're going to be frying up, but it's already been cooked?
Right. You would go ahead and bake it early in the morning or the night before.
Okay.
Refrigerate it, chill it down, cut it in half.
I gotcha. 1/2.
And then make wedges by cutting it in half again.
Cut it in half again.
And then you're going to split it one more time.
Oh, one more time?
Mm-hmm.
All righty.
You've made a potato wedge before.
Well, I can imagine. I've made lemon wedges,
Same
you know, to go in cerveza. So it's roughly the same.
So now we put it on, separate them.
Okay.
Sprinkle it
with
Cajun seasoning.
Cajun seasoning?
Yep.
What exactly is Cajun seasoning?
Is
that something I can find at the store? It will be called
It's pretty
Cajun
readily
seasoning?
in all stores, just Cajun seasoning. But if you want to make it cayenne, paprika, garlic powder, salt, black pepper.
Okay. Is that good?
That's perfect.
Alrighty. And these?
Well, drop in our oil if it's hot enough.
Well, let's hope. Oh,
perfect. Always
drop
away from. Away.
I try to remember. I try safety first. In my brain, though, safety comes second, which is not necessarily the best thing. Okay, and still, we also have our steak, right?
Our shell steak.
And this is what we need to sear, so you need the pan incredibly
hot.
And I have it all the way up on high. And are we putting some oil in the pan?
Well, what we actually do is just a little on the steak itself.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
And that's, you're dropping it in a really hot pan.
Okay.
You won't get the splatter.
Alrighty. And so once I drop it in the pan here, you're going to lose sight of us, basically. And so here goes. One steak seared. Ooh, little smoke.
Perfect.
So we're going to keep our eyes on our steak, and we're going to keep our eyes on our potatoes here frying. And when I come back, I'm going to be talking to Angus Ragazeas and find out which beverage he's paired with our meat and potatoes when Carolina Cooking continues.
The Carolina Cooking Cookbook is in stores now. You can find the secret recipes of the best chefs in the Carolinas, all in one book, the Carolina Cooking Cookbook. Find the Carolina Cooking Cookbook in Barnes & Noble, Target, Borders Books, Amazon.com, and our website, carolinacooking.tv. That's right, carolinacooking.tv. All the recipes you've seen on the show, wine pairings, advice from the chefs, and Tom. Get the secret recipes of the best chefs in the Carolinas in the Carolina Cooking Cookbook.
Katamari?
Kalamata.
Olive?
Yes.
Oh,
I grew up on
it. Oh. Welcome back to Carolina Cooking. I'm here with Angus Ragazeas, our Greek grape greatness.
That's a new one.
Yeah, I know, huh? But we were talking about the olive, and that's a Greek olive, right?
The Kalamata.
Yeah, the Kalamata. Very salty, though. I'm a little afraid that it may make the recipe salty, but I think it may tame out with the cheese that we're putting on top. It's a steak
well, you just
with
don't
a compote on top.
Just don't put salt in the food when you're going to have something salty already in there.
So a steak means red wine, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. All right, so what have you chosen for us?
I chose a very classic combination,
from
Cabernet Sauvignon, and probably the most classic of the California wineries, the Robert Mondavi winery.
Very familiar with them.
Robert Mondavi, you know, you can almost call them the benchmark of California wines, especially Napa Valley wines.
Yeah.
They, starting from the early 60s, did so much experimentation with all the different grape varieties. With
I can bet they did some experimentation in the 60s. No, not like that. They tried different types of fermentation, different oak aging regimens, and different herbs.
No, they don't.
Different
put herbs in
leaves,
there.
different blends.
You're dreaming again. No,
well, it
seriously
was California in the 60s, Eris. That's where your story took place.
I thought you were younger than that. But seriously.
I've heard stories.
That is classic
nice
California Cabernet. Good black
so they
currant flavors.
experimented with a lot of different variations to find what works.
Types of oak, different toasting of the barrels, and most of the other wineries learned from Robert Mondavi's experiments.
By toasting of the barrels, you mean they like burn them?
In order to bend the staves of the barrel when they make it, they have to heat the wood, so they put over a fire, and you can keep it over there a little bit longer if the winemaker wants a little toast on the inside of the barrel.
Oh, okay.
And that adds nice little toasty nuances to the wine.
And I think I taste that. Should I?
You very well may, because I think they use mildly toasted barrels, or at least that's or at least part of them are.
Yeah.
And they like that kind of added complexity because it goes well with Cabernet, which has a cedary kind of taste anyway.
I got to get back and check on my steak. I think this is a perfect choice, and I got to make my potatoes
that
too.
is a perfect choice.
I'll be doing that when Carolina Cooking continues.
This is really, really classic Cabernet.
It's nice.
Classic Napa Cabernet.
Go to carolinacooking.tv for the recipes featured on this show. Plus, on carolinacooking.tv, you'll find more information on the wines, chefs, and foods of Carolina Cooking.
Welcome back to Carolina Cooking. I'm here with Chef Walter Royal from the Angus barn there in Raleigh. And our steak looks like it's about done. What would you call this, Chef?
Well, a little above medium rare.
A little above medium rare. If we wanted to cook it more, could we put it in the oven?
Yes, you can put it in the oven, cover it, and bring it up to mid-well, well done.
All right, I'm going to let it sit on the plate there, take it out of the pan to rest it. And that allows the juices to do something?
Juices to come back to the center.
Okay.
Puts the juices to flavor, so it just goes back through the steak.
Now, while I was talking to Eris Ragazeus, noticed when I came back here that, well, the crew had gotten a little bit hungry. And they've consumed the plate that you made, Chef. I guess it looks so good that they consumed it. And there's only one person, I think, with that kind of appetite, standing at only 5 foot tall, but all appetite. That person would have to be Liz. That's who I think ate all the steak. And, Chef, you may notice that we have no more potatoes left. All we have is this little niblet, so we're going to have to make a few more of these because the potatoes are completely consumed except for this, and judging by the teeth marks, you can see either it was a squirrel or it was a 5 foot tall woman named Liz on camera 3. So we have to make a few more potatoes here. And the important thing is that these are already cooked. These were already baked ahead of time, right?
Yeah. We baked them, chilled them down the night before.
Okay.
And cut them into wedges.
Now, what if you don't have the patience, like, somebody out there doesn't have the patience to wait for a potato to bake and then wait overnight for it to chill? Is there any way to speed up the process?
Of course, you just take a potato, a fork, poke holes in it, wrap it in plastic, put it in a microwave 8 to 10 minutes, take it out, chill it down, ice bath or freezer, cut it into wedges.
Okay, so I'm going to let these fry for a little bit and maybe we can get our steak on the plate.
Great.
Right?
Okay.
Alrighty. So one steak just in the center or on the edge?
Sort of, yeah, perfect.
Right there, okay.
Out of there.
All right.
And then on top of the steak, you go with your ragu. And be very generous with that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to be more than generous because I'd actually like to get a bite of this this time around.
A little cheese
before
on
the crew
top.
gets to it. A little cheese. Okay. Oh, from the.
Yes.
I gotcha.
Nice, warm, gooey.
Yep, a little cheese. Gotcha.
Great.
Okay, what next?
And now you'll use your vegetables. Arrange those.
Arrange my vegetables, kind of laying down.
Yeah, perfect.
Like that. And then put a little mushroom on top.
Your mushroom on top.
That looks good. And now we're ready for a potato, right?
The potatoes, they should be nice and golden brown.
Now these don't take long because the centers are already cooked on these, right?
Yeah, remember you've already pre-cooked them, so all you're doing is heating them through and browning them.
Okay. Alrighty.
And you always want to drain them a little bit to get rid of the excess fat.
Alrighty, and you can drain them on paper towels?
Paper towel.
Okay. Ooh, that's a good one right there. I'm gonna keep that one. Alrighty. I don't think this got exactly golden brown, but...
No, but they'll still be yummy.
Alrighty.
Okay. And now that they've drained, if you'd arrange those.
Sure. They're gonna be still gonna be a little hot, right?
Oh, no.
So I'm gonna just kind of make a
Yes,
zigzaggy
just
tower.
stack them.
All right. Steak and potatoes. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this, does it?
And that.
All righty. There you are. Well, if you want to know more, I'm reaching here. You'd like a knife and a fork. If you want to know more about our recipe here or our beverage, or if you want to find out more about the Angus Barn or Chef Walter Royal, visit our website at carolinacooking.tv. I'm Tom Zelenka here with Chef Walter Royal. Thank you very much for being a great teacher. And that's Carolina Cooking. Now I get to dig in. And the crew gets to watch me eat.
Go to carolinacooking.tv for the recipes featured on this show. Plus, on carolinacooking.tv, you'll find more information on the wines, chefs, and foods of Carolina Cooking. That's carolinacooking.tv.
Carolina Cooking is filmed on location at the Hadco Viking Showroom at 101 West Worthington Avenue in Charlotte, North Carolina. To find more information or Viking Showroom near you, call 1-800-241-9152 or visit hadco.net.